When I tell you I literally just woke up to make this video, I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I just ran to get my cameraman. Hi. What's up guys? So I just want to say first of all, excuse my morning voice. I literally just woke up to make this video. So today I wanted to talk about reflecting on your life, reflecting on your progress. So what I mean by that is sometimes just sitting down and thinking and looking back and seeing this is what happened, this is what I liked, this is what I didn't like. But today I kind of wanted to do it on the positive note, reflecting on the good things. Now how this came about was a couple of days ago or weeks ago, I was sitting in a car park and I was waiting for my friend, and normally I'd just sit there, listen to some music, I'd be on my phone. I think it was because it was probably the last time I'd have to sit in that car park because now I've finished school. I just thought, let me just sit in silence. I think with so much going on in life, we don't get the chance to hear our own thoughts, we don't get the chance to reflect. This is the perfect opportunity to just sit there in the silence on my own in my car and think about my life and think about school and where I've been and what I've done. From that, I kind of really got a good picture of actually how much progress I've made and how many good things I've achieved in my life. So I kind of wanted to share with you my progresses and also why it's important to kind of do this. So one of the quotes I read about reflection said, "Life is understood backwards but lived forward. We only understand how our life has worked when we reflect." One of the values I think of reflecting is it actually helps us understand our progress. I think sometimes we kind of underplay ourselves and we don't think that we've made any progress. We feel like we're really stagnant because we haven't reached our future goals. We're always looking at what we're gonna do, what's gonna happen, this, that, what I'm gonna achieve. And then you kind of forget of what you've already achieved. Future goals will always be there. So if we're always sizing up our progress based on what we still have as a goal to achieve, we're never gonna feel like we've moved anywhere because we haven't reached the ultimate goal. And realistically, even the richest people, Bill Gates, they still have goals. If he always measured up his progress based on what he still has to achieve, he would kind of feel like he hasn't moved as much where he wants to be. So one thing I really want to stress is that progress doesn't necessarily mean it has to be material things. It doesn't necessarily mean, okay, now I've got a house, now I've got a car. It can be a development thing. So for example, it could be gaining more confidence. So you might have done things in your life that have meant you've had to gain confidence, or you've gained confidence as a result. Personally, leadership is one thing that I've always been into, specifically for younger people. And so for me, the more opportunities that I've had to lead, that is progress to me. One of the things that's important about reflecting on your progress is realizing that there are things that we've achieved in our lives that we take for granted. For example, because when I achieve something, sometimes I think, okay, I'm naturally good at that, so therefore that's not really progress, that's just me doing me. The things that you just do as part of your life are things that are actually good progress because not everybody gets that opportunity. So I'm really happy with how far I've taken education. Before I was kind of like, oh well, I just kind of assumed like, okay, I do my GCSEs, then I do A-levels and so on and so forth. But for some people, they don't have GCSEs. For some people, they don't have A-levels. For some people, for example, people back in Kenya, where I'm from, they might not have even got the opportunity to go to school beyond primary school. And so for me, that's progress, and that's something that now that I've reflected on it, I've realised how blessed I am to be in that situation, to be able to go through education and succeed in education. One of the things that really made me think, okay, this is where my progress started, was when I got the opportunity to come to England. And I was thinking from there, that's when I was like, wow, imagine if I hadn't have come to England, where would I be right now? I think that's where most of my progressions really started. So in a way, progression is kind of like appreciating how far you've come, appreciating what you've done and the opportunities that you've had. When I first came to England, I didn't know English that well. For some foreigners who come to England, they will never fully understand English, especially if you're older. It gets harder to learn and it gets harder to change your accent, and so that in itself is progress for me, and that's something that has also opened up opportunities because if I couldn't speak English properly, if I couldn't pronounce things properly, I wouldn't be able to lead people. I wouldn't be able to make as many friends in the same way. I wouldn't be able to mix with people because they wouldn't understand me. You shouldn't judge your progress based on somebody else's progress or somebody else's achievements. The presence of one person's talent doesn't mean that your talent doesn't exist. The presence of one person's gift doesn't mean yours doesn't exist. So just because somebody else is achieving, it doesn't mean that, okay, now they're leaving us behind, now I'm the one getting left behind. It means you have something as well, and you've progressed in some way, but it's just not the same as somebody else's. So that's the message I was trying to get to you guys, is that don't be so busy watching other people and their breakthroughs that you don't realise, actually, I have done many achievements in my life. And don't take the little things that you've achieved in your life, such as making friends, having confidence, going to school, don't take them for granted, because they are in themselves progress. They are the things that open up future doors, because without confidence you won't be able to go communicate with people. Without friendship you wouldn't have had happiness. And for me, my ultimate progression is happiness. I want to make sure that I am now more happy than I have ever been, and it doesn't mean that I have to be drastically more happy, but I have to be just as content or even more content now and happy than I have ever been. So now, once you've reflected on your life, the feeling that should come from it is, okay, now I'm excited for the future. I want to see how much better I can become, how much further I can progress, and what the future has to hold. I'm going to give you guys a Bible verse that I think reflects, no pun intended, the kind of message I've been trying to get to you. The Bible says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." And that's Jeremiah 29:11. And basically that's the thing. We should be excited for our future because we know what we've already achieved. As a result of our reflection and how far God has brought us and the opportunities that He's opened up to us, we should now also be excited for what He has for us in the future. And that's what reflection should do. It should get you excited for the future. So for me, I'm really appreciative for that quiet time that I had to be able to look back on my life, because it did make me happy. It did make me think, okay, Tracy, so far you've had a good run. I don't know why you always feel like you are just breathing and existing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I've kind of given you insight into the importance of reflecting, and I guess I will see you in my next video. Bye!